Hi, in this video I will show you how to join as you go with the 5th animal block in our join as you go forest animals blanket call, the Lynx. First of all, go ahead and print out the free written instructions and the graph on myhobbiescrochet.com. I will put a link in the description box below this video. We are working the Lynx as all the animal blocks, starting into the right bottom corner and work on the diagonal to top left. As you can see, the first 8 rows are worked in main color only, so go ahead and pick the color of your choice for the background. I will use this light blue. We are starting this animal block right into this corner stitch where these two blocks are meeting. Now let's take a look at these corner stitches. This one and this one are horizontal box stitches. You know that we need to alternate vertical box stitches with horizontal box stitches. So these two are horizontal. This means that you will need to start with a vertical box stitch. For this, take the color of your choice for the background and start with a slip knot on the hook. We are joining yarn into this corner stitch. We are holding the piece on the right side and start with a slip knot into this corner stitch. For this animal block, we are working the increase rows, joining as we go with the top edge of the dia block below, and at the same time at the other end of the rows we will join as we go with the left side of the raccoon block at the right. So we are not using the chain 5 for increases, we are using the join as we go method. We are starting to join on the top edge with chain 2 and slip stitch in between the first 2 box stitches on top edge of the animal below. So in between these 2 box stitches, work a slip stitch, and now chain 2 again. So this chain 2 slip stitch and chain 2 will replace the usual chain 5. To work the first box stitch, you will need to turn to work on the wrong side, as in our graph, from bottom to top. So turn the piece. We are working on the wrong side from bottom to top this way. So we have the chain 2 space and this chain 2, starting chain 2. Into this chain 2 space, work 3 half double crochet for the first box stitch of the first row, the only box stitch of the first row. 2 and 3. So this is the first box stitch of row 1. Now we need to connect this one with the raccoon edge, with the first box stitch of the raccoon edge. For this you will slip stitch in between the first 2 box stitches on the raccoon edge. So in between these 2 box stitches, work a slip stitch into the top of that stitch in between. And now this first box stitch is joined with this one on the raccoon edge and at the same time with the top of the dia block. Now continue on the wrong side with the join as you go increase on the raccoon edge, increase with chain 2, slip stitch in between the next 2 box stitches on the raccoon edge, chain 2 again, and turn to work the second row on the right side. We are working the first box stitch of row 2 with 3 half double crochet into this chain 2 space. So we have the starting to chain 2 and into the chain 2 space work 3 half double crochet stitches. 1, 2 and 3. For the next box stitch, the second box stitch of row 2, slip stitch into the chain 2 space of the next box stitch below, chain 2 and work 3 half double crochet into the chain 2 space. 1, 2 and 3. So we have worked row 2 from top to bottom according to our graph. Now we need to join this second box stitch with the second box stitch on this top edge. To join, slip stitch in between the next 2 box stitches. Now continue with the join as you go increase on top edge for row 3. So increase, chain 2 and slip stitch in between the next 2 box stitches on top edge of the deer block. Now chain 2 again and turn the piece to work on the wrong side, the third row. Row 3 will be worked from bottom to top on the wrong side. And the same into the chain 2 space just made, work the first box stitch of row 3 with 3 half double crochet stitches. 1, 2 and 3. And for the next 2 box stitches, as usual, slip stitch into the chain 2 space of the next box stitch, chain 2 and work 3 half double crochet stitches. 1, 2 and 3. And the last box stitch, the third one of row 3, slip stitch into the chain 2 space of the next box stitch, chain 2 and work 3 half double crochet into the same chain 2 space. 1, 2 and 3. We have 3 box stitches for row 3. Now we need to join to connect this one with the third box stitch 1, 2, 3 on the raccoon edge. So to join, slip stitch in between the next 2 box stitches on the edge. And now continue with the join as you go method and increase on the raccoon edge. So increase with chain 2, slip stitch in between the next 2 box stitches on the raccoon edge, chain 2 and turn to work row 4 on the right side. Row 4 will be worked from top to bottom the same way. So into the chain 2 space just made, work 3 half double crochet stitches. 1, 2 and 3. Continue for the next 3 box stitches as usual, with slip stitch into the chain 2 space of the next box stitch, chain 2, and work 3 half double crochet stitches into the chain 2 space. 1, 2, and 3. Work the same for the next 2 box stitches. We have 4 box stitches. Now we need to connect the 4th one with the 4th box stitch on the top edge of the DIA block below. So slip stitch in between the next 2 box stitches to join, and continue in the same manner, joining as you go with the top edge of the DIA block below, increasing with the join as you go method at the beginning and at the end of the rows. Continue following the graph and at the same time joining as you go on both ends of the rows. I will meet you later to work the last increase rows with the join as you go method. Fast forward, I have finished row 24, the 4 last increase row, worked from top to bottom on the right side. This is the last box stitch of this row. Now I will join this box stitch with the join as you go method in between the last 2 box stitches on top edge of the animal block below. So join with slip stitch in between these 2 box stitches, and now to work the last increase row, row 25, worked from bottom to top. First we will work an increase with the join as you go method on this edge, the last increase as you go at this bottom. You will chain 2 and slip stitch into this stitch, into this corner stitch. So I will slip stitch into this blue stitch. Now chain 2 and turn to work the last increase row, the corner row, on the wrong side from bottom to top. So you will turn. We are working on the wrong side into the chain 2 space, work 3 half double crochet for the first box stitch of this row, 2 and 3. Then continue according to the graph with the color changes. I will meet you at the end of the row to work the last join as you go, joining it into this corner stitch. I have just finished my row, the last increase row. At the end of the row you will join into this corner stitch of the raccoon block. I will join into the chain 2 space of the corner box stitch, and the Lynx block is completely joined with the 2 animal blocks, the raccoon at the right and the DIA block at the bottom. So from now on you will work the decrease rows as usual without any joining. You will work according to the graph or following the written instructions, decreasing each row 1 box stitch and ending with 1 box stitch into the corner. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching.